Hey friends, Skippy with you here. We got a banger of a video today. Fun Pimps here have put up some images of the long-awaited Bandits. So they say Alpha 21, they also said Alpha 15. We're going to find out exactly when they're going to release this here. First, we're going to talk about the Bandits here, and then we're going to actually jump into the Fun Pimps Jump Starter, because it's really interesting to go back at it and look at what they have added, what they haven't added, stuff they've axed in, stuff they've added in, because a Jump Starter almost feels like a whole completely different game than what 7 Days to Die is now. So if we look at this here, I'm going to assume our first character here is more like a melee, a basic character. He's not going to be very hard. Maybe even a trader if you get friendly with the bandits, if that's an actual thing. And then we have our armored bandit here. I'm going to assume this guy's holding a gun. He has some bulletproof vest and stuff going on. Now, this guy here is the most interesting. This guy's like a super trooper over here. Now, it would be nice to see, and I know a lot of you are going to hate this. You're going to hate this a lot, but I would love to see this guy with a rocket launcher. I think that would be pretty fantastic. Imagine trying to defend yourself against an NPC that has a rocket launcher. Pretty deadly. I mean, that's my thing. Might not be yours, but you can always discuss that with other people down in the comments. So I think that's pretty much it, guys. They haven't said much else over that. They've been promising us this since the jump starter, and they even said Alpha 15, we have bandits coming. And now it's like Alpha 20 and still nothing yet. And then we're promised here once again, Alpha 21 to see those. So if we do see them, awesome. I really hope they come up with a new pathing system for them, because if they path like the zombies, that's going to be absolutely horrible. Although it would make more sense that a human can make their way up through a building and find you than a zombie. Maybe they should actually switch their pathings around. Make these guys path like the zombies, and then just make the the zombies walk and just bash everything in their path, right? Like zombies really kind of should. That would be really neat. But moving on here, and I think you guys should go and check out the 7 Days to Die Kickstarter as well. It's still up there. You can go and check it out. It's like from day one. Pretty crazy stuff. We had different levels of support here, and if you look, the most backed was the $15 or more, the Settlers package, but there's crazy ones down here, like super crazy. If I had 10 grand back in the day, guys, I totally would have done this. I mean, it's a 10-year return on that 10 grand, but hey, the Duke of Navezgane, get the Duke of Navezgane made in your likeness. So no one got this, guys. No one got this at all. You must submit a high-res picture of yourself, and then you get 2 VIP tickets to the launch party. I don't know what that is, when that is, or how that is, but apparently they're doing it, and a whole bunch of other crap there. The 7,500 package or more, the Bandits. So this is where they're promising Bandits since day one, and now we are here almost 10 years later, and they still haven't added it in, which is pretty damn crazy. So get a Bandit likeness of yourself in the game. You must submit a picture. We got no backers on that, but this one here is really cool, guys. We have one backer, pledge $5,000 or more, get a zombie likeness of yourself in the game. And this is our spider zombie, which is now a standing zombie again. Here we go, guys. Scroll down to it here. This Tom Clark actually paid $5,000 when they did the jump starter to have this zombie made in his likeness, and it actually hasn't even really changed that much in the new alphas. Now it's once again standing. It was standing, and then it went crouching to a spider position, and then it stood again now on Alpha 20, which is pretty crazy. What do you guys think about that? So let's get into the story here. Everyone's like, you know, I don't know 7 Days to Die story, but guys, I do. It's really easy. It's right on the Kickstarter here. We'll say it quickly. In the near future, where a third world war leaves the earth in ruins, but the worst was yet to come. No one knows for sure if it was radiation, the biochemical weapons, or an act of God, but an unknown virus soon transformed the surviving humans into an army of the animated dead, acting as a single-minded being. So that's it, guys. That's basically the story of it. There's a third world war, and we got what we got here now, which is the weirdest thing ever, but it is where we're at. So there is really no storyline in the game still. I do hope they put one in personally, but anyway, you play a survivor trapped in the savage zombie-infested world of Navezgane country, Arizona, one of the last true Edens on Earth. Ironically, Navezgane means killer of monsters to the Apache, who have inhabited the land for centuries, and that's pretty much what you'll do as you survive to fight and search for truth behind what really happened. So put you guys this, okay? We're back in 2013, okay? And this Kickstarter comes out. People are pumped for this game, right? It pledged 507,612 to bring this project to life. So if we go further down here, we'll actually see some of the promises they've made. So let's go down and see what they've actually delivered to us here. For the core game features, the world, explore a beautiful handcrafted voxel world with multitude of biomes, including wastelands, forests, snowy mountains, pine forest, plains, desert, burnt forest, and radiation zones. So that definitely got thinned out in this most recent alpha. We have just the wastelands, forest, snowy, and desert. So the other ones, all gone. So we've actually reduced on how many biomes we have, but the beautiful voxel world is true. Handcrafted was before they had random gen even in mind, I think. So this is the original map that you can only play on. Random gen didn't come into 7 Days to Die until well into the alphas. Points of interest. Discover hundreds of great points of interest ranging from cave campsites to cities and skyscrapers. Each and every building can be explored inside and out. So I finally feel with Alpha 20 that they've actually delivered on this promise, because now there actually is hundreds of POIs to search. Before, there really wasn't that many. You'd always see the same places over and over again. Dynamic story generation. Wow. Just wow, guys. This is something we've seen nothing of and we've barely heard anything about since the Jumpstarter. The story unfolds through our quote-unquote dynamic story generation system, which guides the player to other survivors, better loot, and undiscovered points of interest through the story note quest. So I'm kind of thinking the whole quest go from trader to trader to trader is the dynamic story generation system they had in mind. Doesn't sound as great as it does during the Jumpstarter, but I do, like I said, hope they bring a story into the game at some point. So our basic survival: scavenge the world for food and water, maintaining and boosting health, food, stamina, and hydration levels. That has not changed. Grow and harvest a variety of crops, and hunt, track, or domesticate a multitude of wildlife to live off the land. So they kind of got this right. Scavenge the world for food, water, yeah. Grow and harvest a variety of crops. Yeah, and hunt. Okay, that's cool. Tracking, you can do that with one of the skills now, kind of. Or domesticate a multitude of wildlife to live off the land. So I think this here, domestication, is one of the things they're also not going to be delivering on. So once again, guys, I would love to hear some awesome discussion about this down in the comments. Day and night gameplay. Spend the day looting, mining, crafting, building up your force defenses as light slows down and weakens the zombies. Okay, so that's apparently why they don't run at daytime. It's because the light slows them down and weakens them. Hold up somewhere safe at night as the lunar cycle speeds up and strengthens the zombies. Now, you can play the game the way you want now, but for the longest time, that was the only way to play the game. Looting, mining, and crafting. Loot and mine a multitude of items and ingredients to create hundreds of items, including melee weapons, guns, traps, generators, motorized tools, motion detectors, landmines, auto turrets, salves, potions, and more using our 5x5 grid crafting system. Wow, that 5x5 grid crafting system hasn't been used in a very long time, but they did get this pretty much right. The melee weapons, guns, traps, generators, motorized tools, motion detectors, landmines, auto turrets. So yeah, they definitely nailed it on that one. Relentless and special enemies. Enemies will claw, jump, climb, and break their way through the world in order to get to you. That's really not changed except for the climb. They can see, smell, and hear the player and can work in a group. So they can actually do that now. I think the smell is what the Pharaoh's sense is. And hear the player and can work in a group. So I'm assuming that's what that meant. And watch out for the unique special infected enemies like the acid puking Hulk, whose acidic vomit can melt blocks. So this, guys, this is funny because we've seen this, and then it turned into the cop can spit, and now we actually have an acid puking Hulk whose acidic vomit can melt blocks. Like, how about that? That's pretty damn crazy. So for block physics and stability, our physics system simulates real-time structural integrity, durability, and mass. Blocks don't float in air nor can you build an unsound supported structure. Build it right or watch it come crumbling down. So that's always been a thing in 7 Days to Die, and it's initially what actually attracted me to the game from Minecraft. Item quality and food and water purity. Every item in the game has a quality level and degrades with use, and combine items to create better items. So that's completely out of the game. All food and water items have a purity level. The higher the purity... All food and water items have a purity level, the higher the purity level. So this pretty much hasn't changed here. Item quality and food and water purity. So different foods have better stats on them. Better water has better stats. Improved cooking to make pure food and water. So it's changed a little bit from the start, but it's really kind of the same concept. Stealth and distraction system, something a lot of people say they broke in Alpha 20 here. Crouch and sneak your way past enemies or throw objects to distract them. Find or craft sight, sound, or smell deterrents and attractor recipes and items to exploit the sight, hearing, or smell the zombies to throw them off track. So the only thing that's really left in the game to do that with is stones, and I haven't done that in forever, so I don't even know if that's a real thing anymore. But I do hope they bring the stealth and distraction system back completely into the game. So we got XP and skill trees. Guys, these have changed greatly since day one. They have changed a lot. Earn XP and upgrade your skills to become the ultimate bruiser, gun nut, gadget man, chemist, or stealth agent. Upgrade your melee skills to melee skill, learning to craft better melee weapon, and swing them harder and faster, and even learn special finishing moves. Whoa, special finishing moves. That would be cool. Definitely not something that's in the game. So solo, cooperative, and multiplayer. Play solo, co-op, or multiplayer in our unique zombie nomad mode to be human, a bandit, or a zombie for a no rules experience. What? What? I don't think that's ever coming to the game. I've never heard them talk about that at all. There was horde mode, and that was cool, but that's also the game too. That's something I'd really like to see come back. So we have creative user tools. Build your own worlds and play with friends using the creative mode tools feature in hundreds of block shapes, prefabs, and random generation tools. Create dedicated servers with your own unique game rules and settings. So that's kind of true, but not so much true anymore. They've added in a whole bunch of different tools since then, I think. So this is funny here, guys. This is where we get down to the real nitty gritty here. So this is their original. All these features are planned, but can be implemented earlier with a larger team. So when they started their Jumpstarter, they got over $500,000. So I don't know why they never unlocked this part, but this is going to get interesting, okay? So from $200,000, part-time artists and programmers join full-time to accelerate feature development. I can't say how many people they hired at that point to do that, but they definitely did. At 250,000, existing world expanded, so the handmade world expanded. That would be Navezgane. More locations, more items and weapons, more special infected enemies with more abilities. Skill tree and XP system enhanced further. Okay, so at $300,000, they've promised additional player characters. Seasonal weather effects implemented. What? Seasonal weather effects implemented. Yeah, we'll never see that, guys. That's definitely not a seasonal weather thing. Temperature-based survival effects. Okay, we got that. This is a killer too. Look at this. Oculus Rift support. Guys, they were promising VR way back in 2013 on the really old Oculus Rift, which is pretty crazy. Imagine 7 Days to Die in VR. That would be mind-blowing. Now, as far as I know, they have no intention on honoring the VR part of it, because that's a lot of work. I'm surprised they even put that in there. $350,000 enhanced professional soundtrack. Okay, we finally got that. More wild animals, mountain lions, coyotes, cats, and dogs living together, mass hysteria. So yeah, we got that too. Animals can turn into zombies too. Zombie bears. So we do have zombie bears, but I guess maybe their intention was some of the animals can turn after getting attacked by a zombie. Maybe that would have been pretty damn crazy. So from here, they put in this. Some items appearing below this point may appear in a post-release update. So what they're saying is once we finish the game, whenever that is, these will be added after, possibly. Goal funds tied to these items will be saved to begin development on them beginning immediately after release version. So I wonder, guys, goal funds tied to these items will be saved to begin development on them beginning immediately after release version. So I'm wondering if they're saying the release version is the version that they released on Steam, Alpha 8. I'm thinking that is because they can't be talking about the finished version at this point, because that's insane to have to save up a couple $100,000 until you're done the game. So at $400,000, they promised character customization tools. We kind of got that. Interchangeable clothing system. They're taking that away. Although they're doing it with a new way instead. Expanded story mission programming, they're finally doing that. NPC characters and merchants, we already got the merchants guys, but the NPC characters, I'm assuming they're talking about the raiders. NPC controlled safe houses added. That would be cool too. We have like raider bases. You can go and take them out and raid the raider base. That would be so much fun. At $450,000, they promised professional voice actors hired to record lines. We've seen that lately. They've been adding in the new trader and trader lines and stuff. Multiplayer mode expanded with new features. So I don't know what they mean by that. Expanded to how many players they'll support. Crazy stuff, because multiplayer hasn't really gone very far, I think, since like Alpha 12. It's been really hurting. Random world generator expanded. So they did plan a random world generator. I was wrong at the beginning. And they've done that. World building tools expanded to design your own apocalypse for your friends. And they're finally starting to really implement these tools too. They're not very user friendly, but they are there. And at $500,000, major world terrain enhancement, cubic landscapes become full smooth terrain. Wow, they actually did that. They actually did that after release. They changed to smooth terrain, which was a huge alpha. I can't remember which one it is off the top of my head. If you guys know, though, let me know down in the comments. World remains fully destructible and buildable. Yep, that's changed the same. Drivable and customizable vehicles added. So we finally got the customizable vehicles added, so we can add mods and stuff to them and change the colors, right? Wow, this is crazy. This is from back in 2013, guys. New additional NPC characters to discover. Okay, I'm hopefully that's a thing. And expanded story missions. So crazy stuff, guys. This kind of gives you a feel where 7 Days to Die started and where 7 Days to Die is now. It's pretty crazy in comparison, and seeing what they promised and what they've actually put out for the game too. Now you can kind of gauge to yourselves, hey, if you know the Fun Pimp start another jump starter, am I going to be in on this one or am I going to be out on this one, right? And like I said, guys, I would love to hear from you in the comments. I love having good, rational, level-headed discussions, and I will have those with you. But that's about it here, guys. I don't know if you're jacked for the new raiders. I know I am. I just hope they use the current zombie AI and they give the zombies a whole new AI so that they're more like zombies, and we have the raiders as an actual smart challenge. I think that would be super. All right, guys, remember, stay classy. Would love to see you over on Discord. Check the top pinned comment for the link, and I'll see you in the next one.
Do you want?